YouTube, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy King back up in the channel. We are back at it, man. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, man. And yeah, man, it's getting crazier. We had to check this out, man. Shout out to Doug and Exile, man, for bringing this to us, man. So definitely shout out to Doug. And if you guys want any videos to show me or email me or whatever, you can definitely hit me in my email. And yeah, that's really about it. But other than that, man, no further ado. Let's get right into it, man. All right.
Oh, yeah. In a final act of desperation, Letitia James in New York suddenly jumps Trump's fine by $100 million. But it ends up exposing how desperate they are. This case was always just junk. There was no trial. There was no jury. It was just made up stuff against Trump. We're going to go into this in the final wrap up and get some CNN spokesfaces to weigh in. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. I'm a barely literate comic book artist. I created Earthworm Jim and the Neverhood, some bunch of video games. You guys, you're probably all too young. But welcome to Exile. This is where the Patriots hang out all the way to the end when we put Trump back in the White House this fall. That's right. It's this year.
Right. This just into CNN. The New York Attorney General seeking now more than $370 million from former President Trump and his co-defendants in the civil fraud trial. Letitia James also looking to bar the former president from doing business in the state.
This whole thing is a giant fraud. They're wrapping up statements this week. So they already made their general statements. Now they make them in court this week. And then this one's over. And Trump will appeal, hopefully to a higher court, hopefully to the Supreme Court, and it'll be laughed out of the courts.
They say that the myriad deceptive schemes they employed to inflate asset values and conceal facts were so outrageous that they belie innocent explanations. Now, Trump's team has argued that their financial statements were accurate, that there's no evidence presented in this case that the bank would have given them different interest rate terms had they gotten different financial statements, or the values that the Attorney General's office argues were the accurate values.
Yes, you have two different opinions presented in a court. But the problem is this isn't a trial. Trump doesn't have someone to appeal to who isn't a Democrat. I just want to go to my people out there. Let's take, for instance, any woman or any black person, any minority. Have you ever heard of a black person in the last 100 years who was put in a court on trial without a jury, who did not get a jury, who is not allowed to weigh evidence, counter argument with anyone who wasn't part of the opposition? That's what Trump is facing right now. I've never even heard of this happening to anyone in America in the last 100 years.
You know, the judge has already ruled in this case in a summary judgment motion that the financial statements were persistent and fraudulent. And the issue now for him is to decide how much money the Trumps would have to pay and whether there is a ban. But there are also 6 other claims that the Attorney General's office is pursuing, and that's why it went to trial. That's a conspiracy claim, insurance fraud, falsifying business records, and issuing false financial statements.
This is in America. You can just make up any charges and then make up a fine and tell them. The whole time, remember, Trump kept trying to claim he was innocent, and the judge kept saying, you're not on trial. This isn't about if you're innocent or not. We've already found you guilty, and the only matter is how much of a fine are we going to slap on you? What other charges are we going to add on to you? This is a puppet show. This cannot stand. You don't want to set this precedent in New York with business.
After that, the judge said he will issue a written opinion. That is, he said he hoped to do by the end of the month, or at least into February. So then he will write a written opinion on this. Trump's team has already signaled that they intend to appeal. In fact, a lot of their arguments during the trial, they had said to the judge they had to put it on the record because they intend to appeal this decision because they didn't expect him to rule in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to appeal this. And then here's CNN where they're going, whoa, Alina Habba is threatening the Supreme Court that they better get in line, to which, of course, is not true. Alina Habba does not threaten the Supreme Court.
I think it should be a slam dunk in the Supreme Court. I have faith in them. You know, people like Kavanaugh, who the president fought for, who the president went through hell to get into place. He'll step up. Those people will step up, not because they're pro-Trump, but because they're pro-law.
Anyone who knows anything about Kavanaugh knows this stuff would not work on him. So even if Alina Habba thinks she can pressure him. You cannot pressure him. It's a lifetime appointment. Kavanaugh has already ruled in things that went against Trump, for instance, not willing to see the Sidney Powell election integrity stuff that came out back in 2020. So he hasn't shown any favoritism or that he owes Trump anything, which is what they're going to imply. Alina Habba has said here. Watch.
If I'm Brett Kavanaugh, I'm like, okay, well, you just put me in a box. Not that it matters. They are lifetime appointments, but.
Thank you. Not that it matters. It literally doesn't matter. It's a lifetime appointment. So no, it doesn't put Kavanaugh in the box for or against Trump. He has no obligation. He doesn't owe Trump anything for electing him.
I took that as even more than a prediction, didn't you? I mean, this is Trump's lawyer.
Yeah.
I mean, remember who brung you to the dance, Brett Kavanaugh? That's the way I took that.
Lifetime appointment. I don't think he needs to remember anything.
Yeah, well, that's very, very true.
They just keep correcting the CNN hack. It's a lifetime appointment, a lifetime appointment. Nothing's going to happen to this guy, so there's no obligation for him to do what Trump wants. Meanwhile, here's a piece of an article. I forgot where I got it from. Oh, yeah, Newsweek. In his response to Truth Social, Trump wrote, "I did nothing wrong. My financial statements are great and very conservative, the exact opposite of what the highly political and totally corrupt New York State Attorney General, Letitia James, says. Now the corrupt AG, Attorney General, wants $370 million as businesses flee New York. They should pay me. This is prosecutorial misconduct," Trump says. A Department of Justice witch hunt. Trump has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. And he's right. New York businesses, you guys should get out of there. Do you want this to happen to you? Remember, they said Trump's sons can't do business in there for 5 years. Do you want them to punish your family because they fell from your loins? They're guilty of something? What? So this is once again a giant fraud. This exposes Letitia James. Just the fine. Let's just pull another $100 million out of this thing. They see him as like an ATM machine or like a slot machine. Let's just pull, $100 million more. I think she should have added $1 billion to his fine to expose themselves even more that this is just another Democrat corrupt. This is theft. This is legal theft. What do you guys think? I'm Doug in exile.
So first things first, right? And as far as my own personal thoughts and opinions go, shout out to Doug in Exile. I'll definitely leave his video down below. The link to the video. Yeah, man, it's like they consistently just like put Trump on. Like it's the wildest thing. So basically, like they keep like trying to bash him. They're trying to kick him off the ballot and stuff like that. And they keep just putting him they keep giving him more like attention, giving him more publicity, and they keep exposing themselves. It's the craziest thing. Like I heard about this stuff, but I never really believed it was true till I saw it with my own eyes, and I'm like, dang, they really do. And then even as far as like with me posting these videos, like the more I post any videos like this, like consistently, I would get bullied. Like it's the wildest thing. And here I am, like and people would threaten to unsubscribe from me. But then when I check my who unsubscribed, only like 1 or 2 people. But then I'll gain all these likes and I'll gain all these subscribers and it's actually all these people that support. But it's crazy, man. It's really crazy. And so as far as this whole situation goes, man, they definitely do look at Trump like an ATM. They're like, oh, well, he's got it. And let's make him pay for our mistakes. That's what it looks like to me, because especially like if you go on TikTok right now and stuff, you can see that there are a lot of people who like a lot of like women, for instance, who lean liberal. A lot of them are like, okay, well, the student loan debt and we brought Biden in and we can't pay for like the cost of living is crushing us and stuff like that. And so like everybody's in desperation right now. So I can easily see why they'd be like, okay, well, let's just pull some more money out of Trump because he's got it. It's the craziest thing, but that's just my perception of it. Definitely comment down below what you guys think, man, and definitely smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.